For wages and salaries, that portion, you are left with about 40% in the whole. So you have to go and borrow as well as capital expenditure and social intervention programs. Not to mention, so it is not a rosy picture. And we don't need the taxes. Government man give this, government man give that. The reality is that the money is not available.
Yes, Kojo, so that's it. That's Dr. Ashong, who's technical advisor at the Ministry of Finance. Let's listen to Angel Kabonu, president of NAGRAB.
Take less than you probably had in previous years. You talk about 12%. Are you willing to take the 5%?
Seeing the realities on the table. How much is an olunka of Gary? How much me on daily basis? All these things influence. And then, of course, government also will have to show good 300% in terms of expenditure to the presidency. Is the presidency ready to come in real terms of Article 71 office holders as against the general worker population? Are they also ready to tighten?
Angel Kabonu there, speaking to Israel Lai last night.
Yes, Kojo. So, look, let's look at this from 13 billion Ghana cedis. Okay. Our total revenue, domestic revenue and grants, amounts to 7 in order to fund that. Now, compensation of employees would cost the country 30 billion Ghana cedis. 5 billion Ghana cedis. Okay? I am not done. To 35 to 5 billion, you are at 70 billion Ghana cedis, and you ask, our total compensation of employees and goods and services. But even if we were to do that, is 35 billion. So what that tells you is that we still would have some 6 billion that would. And we're told that based on this figure, we have to understand and share the burden. The salaries increased. So why can't they also have their salaries increased? But you ask the question also, how will that impact the ordinary man? And so naturally, if you increase petroleum prices, you engage in a national road transport coordinating council on the need to increase transport fares. An increase in transport fares, you don't need a soothsayer disposable income. So under the circumstance, you would say, I need to get more. Where do you get more if you are an employee? You start negotiating for salary increases.
This affects all of us.
Yes.
This is something that's important. The way government pays its workers certainly has an impact on all of us. Whether you are a trader in the market, trust me, they're actually not going to increase the salaries of Ghanaian workers, even though the price that are sending prices up. If that is happening, people already have less to spend. But as the years go by, it affects you if you're an employee. It affects you it affects all of us. Because these are the Article 71 office holders are already seeing increase to the rest of us who work for the state.
Let me say that in all fairness, so that's what they had. So,
so they might also have a freeze.
They might have a freeze because
okay.
Their salaries for this term, but not the kind of increase you're used to, because we cannot pay. And the question is, how does that increase in disposable income? And for those of us even in the private sector, it would lead to you saying more or less, we have seen increases in some instances. It affects private sector workers.
Absolutely.
Because they have more. Their purchasing power is more than yours. You could use that as a bargaining chip to say, we also need to look at our salaries. And so statement makes them feel. Because whether you're a private sector worker, whether you're a public sector worker, at the end of it all, what matters most is that because of COVID-19.
Now, of course, you have to bear in mind what portion of the nation's expenditure to 216-541. Government says they're likely to freeze salaries for the next 3 years. How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel? What do you think on salaries already? Let's talk. 0302-216-541. Right, we have someone on the line now, don't we? Let's see, who do we have? Hello, good morning.
So it's just a quick one.
Tell us your name first, please.
Salary, yes.
Tell us your name
salary.
first.
My name is Desmond.
Desmond.
They're kind of not putting across the feeling that we are in it together. It seems one section of the population should continue to be going for workers to appreciate the economic situation and say they need to tighten their belt. They should show that they are also tight. And he gave an example to maybe reduce. I think we have to have that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Desmond. All right, let's go.
Salaries for government workers, especially civil servants. I'm a civil servant. And it is one sure bet area for government, the private sector, that drives the economy. It's not as if government workers are sitting down it cannot miss. There are so many people in this country. Nobody is talking about it. But when government workers are being paid, we ask for increase. The government should deal with. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's go to Kumasi now. Here's Ima. Ima, good morning. For government workers, your thoughts?
You see, that is really funny. So, what is KLS and genius with taxes, and at the end of the day, tell us that they are increasing other salary. Those are the presidency, those are the highest level, the highest salaries are 200 cities, 1,000 cities, home. At the end of the day, transport fare is being increased, prices of goods are increased as well. So what is the NPP telling us? Perhaps. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So it's 8:44. Davidson is.
So taking from where the other speaker has ended, I say God should serve us. The minister or the one at the end of their tenure to determine their salary or whatever, where are they going to start it from? Because this thing has been happening. It's always money. They will determine their salary, but they will not allow that at all. My point. Thank you.
I say, Otis, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, thank you very much. I believe that, and we all know that if there's any increment in salary taxes, we should still pay or maintain the various taxes that we had, the various rates, and pay in that order. So for me, if there won't be any increment in salary, I don't have any problem. But there shouldn't be also increment in any percentage of the tax.
Maxwell, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
My brother, how are you?
God is good and well. You're ahead of. It is unhealthy. It is unpopular. And the earlier they rescind it, the better. Taxes on all of us. And I turn around to tell us that we should sacrifice. And now there's no trade, in fact, TUC, they should all rise up. Let us all demonstrate to this government that we brought you to power. And we cannot sit down and allow them to dictate whatever, you name them. And now tell us that you cannot increase our base pay. Where do you want us to get money from? Why do you want us the better within it right now? Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling us. Ernest is in a half.
So I would also like to contribute to the public sector salary issue. Okay, once their salary went up over 50%, something they prepared, I think, last year. When you take that statement they presented to us, and then look at that, and then you come to a realization that indeed the increment, okay, was factory workers. They are on the decline. For several years now, they are on the decline. We have dependents as well. People rely on us, okay, and we will surely, you see, when we demand for an increase in salary, okay, now an increase in your salary reflects equally in your state contribution. So this is what is good for the good is equally good for the gander. They pay themselves fat. It gets your turn. You have enough resources to pick up for yourselves. I mean, that cannot be possible. It can never be possible.
That was for the last 4 years. But yes, I think your point is taken. Good morning, big man.
We call it the Jawaji. Coach after Ghanaians.
Yes. I remember.
Bamia said, I've worked at bank. He said what? Yet so with all this, when you got the power, you want to do what? Move faster than even I don't know which car is fastest. Then you did new voters ID card. And we have the old one, which is Valido. 60 taxpayers' money on unnecessary terms. And you said, what? You will not increase the salaries of people. And you are ruling us. Give us the money. Give the workers the money that they deserve, my brother. Give it to them. My brother, good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Papa. George, look, it's good to see you. But look, this conversation yesterday from the event organized by Joy the Times. Are we simply not in a time when, look, everyone has to tighten their belts?
I think, Kojo, it's about the wind being an increase, more of a substantial increase. How do you qualify or describe a substantial increase? Yes, government can go and sign that, yes, I am a worker, I want my salary to be increased. There is no doubt about that. But what does that? I think that what he was trying to send, the signal he was trying to send was that manage your expectations. And even the base pay before the budget presentation. As now, it has not been done. We don't know why that is delaying. And what they are saying is that, George, we don't have what it takes to finance an increment in the. If you have about 20,000 workers, we'll ask 10,000 to go home, and then we'll increase the 10,000 workers. So 30 billion Ghana cedis in total compensation. So, Kojo, you want substantial increase, Kojo? Could it be a 5%, a 2%, a 10%, or 20%?
Spend less.
Yeah.
Okay, and we need to start asking a few questions about whether the excess
They're not getting the results. And if you look at government spending item, Kojo, if you really want to cut cost, it has to do with interest payments, borrowings. We're not talking about the principal. And also 30.3 billion Ghana cedis on compensation. Who are working and they need to feed their families.
So you start asking questions. We sign contracts with companies to come and clean up our But is that it? Is that all we can do?
Wastage. If you go through the Auditor General's report, lots of wastage there. We can clean that space.
Assume you're passing by. George Riafe, of course, is from the Joy Business team. Now, is there a problem? Or is it completely safe? Are we completely fine? Why are some companies regarding the vaccines and how we are managing COVID-19? The hashtag is JoySMS. Tweet at us. We'll see it.